Peace, HHDG. We're on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. Shout out to everyone right now tuning in through our YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook group, HHDG. Always, this is impossible without our company, HHDG Media Inc. So big shout out to everyone that's part of that company, which is Rock Vader KB, myself, Wiki, T Smith, Demir, and Skellytop. As you can see on the bottom banner, you can go to our website, hhdgmedia.com, and go check out the latest music that we put up there, as well as our written interviews and the merchandise and upcoming events. For tonight, we have very seasoned, talented DJ, producer, owner that's been holding it down in Florida and expanded all the way up, coastal, bi-coastal, worldwide. There's people outside of the U.S. that know about him. Consistently, been making waves for artists to expand, and he has used his company as well to continue to keep the culture of hip hop thriving with, I would say, essential events, that bring the people together, and also continue to bridge the age gap when there's really shouldn't be one. Just recently dropped the album with Thurston Howell III called Thurston on Heron, which dropped on February 20th, and we'll talk about how the process of what it came to be of using the acapellas from Thurston, and what beats were picked, what verses were picked, how everything was laid out, the promotion with the dope animated music videos, which one just recently dropped. We'll talk about that as well, and also want to know about this extensive record collection that he has. So once again, he's definitely been putting it down, and I think he is one of the few people that is a staple for the Miami area as far as when it comes to hip hop, and we'll definitely have him expand on that and speak on his company, Addictive Affairs, and we'll go from there. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce DJ Heron.
Hey, thank you very much for inviting me to the show.
Thank you. Definitely.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I hear you.
Perfect. Hello, HHDG Media. How you doing?
Doing good. We're doing good. So, before we even talk about the album, we like to speak on a little history of who we're interviewing. So, let's start with the records. I think you were a teenager when you started getting records.
Pretty much. I started. My dad had a collection, and my parents had a collection. And,
that's how it usually is.
And I stole their collection. My dad had Michael Jackson records and Stevie Wonder records and stuff like that. So my dad was 100% Peruvian. And, I remember riding around in his green Impala, listening to Smokey Robinson and listening to Isaac Hayes and just a bunch of names that my dad just enjoyed. My dad learned how to speak English on watching Channel 2, watching Electric Company and
wow.
So he learned how to speak English through that, those words, watching those. But and then the music, my dad played like 5 different instruments.
Nice.
And, my mom also sang in a choir. So, I was always around music.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So when did the DJing part come into play?
Well, I was intrigued by it at a young age. My cousin used to DJ. My cousin Manny Diaz, rest in peace, used to DJ in New York, and I used to carry his records. And then when I got to Miami, you know, I started hearing the music that was down here. And it was completely different, and I hooked up with one of my homies, and he had turntables and a mixer and records, and
Mhm.
just started, just stopped going to school and just started playing my turntables, started playing with his turntables. And then from there, just progressed, you know what I'm saying? Just kept going from there.
Nice, nice, nice. Mm. So with the DJing at that time, what was the main genres of music that you were playing?
So down here in Miami, obviously everybody knows Luke. And there was also music by DJ Lies. It was a bunch of bass records down here, but at the same time, it was more like the BPMs, like the same way how in New York, like the DJs, they played certain club records, like you would have some punk records. It
Hmm.
would all be mixed and intertwined. The same way it would be down here with the bass records. Like you would get yourself you would get yourself something that was doing 120 BPMs,
Right.
and you mix it with a classic hip hop record that was like that. You know what I'm saying? So all those mixtures and blends came around because of the BPMs, and bass music was a great chemistry for me. Even though I love boom bap and stuff like that, but man, I love to see ass shake. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when Luke played and we had a DJ. Like you couldn't DJ if you didn't play any bass records down here. You know what I'm saying? So
Gotcha. Okay.
so you pretty much this is the party state. So
Yeah.
you couldn't just be a DJ and just not DJ. You know what I'm saying? You got to
Hmm.
really rock the crowd, and that's how Miami is. Miami, the girls will tell you, yo, can we change the DJ? Like just literally, like
They
because
want to dance.
they're not having a good time. You know what I'm saying? So in order to keep your job and your position, so that you got to make sure that everybody's having a good time. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I come from. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to make sure the party's rocking type thing.
Yeah.
So in fact, we mixed the bass records with some Keith Sweat records, and
Hmm.
mix it with I'll Be Sure records, older records, new records, and then we'd intertwine and make it all happen. You know what I'm saying? It was fun.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah. I went to college down in Miami in the late '90s.
Where'd you go to school at?
University of Miami.
Okay, nice, nice, very nice. When was this?
This was from '96 to 2000.
Very nice. So yeah, obviously you live down here and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got to experience it firsthand. Yeah.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. You understand. You understand clearly what I'm talking about. How it is down here. The
Yeah.
radio station is also the same way.
Yeah. Same way. Yeah. Hmm.
They had to make sure every other part. There was a party when you walked out of a party. There was another party starting. Like
Hmm.
that's how Miami is. Pre-COVID, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pre-COVID, bro, you can walk into space at 8 o'clock in the morning and there's a party starting. Yeah, word.
Yeah, I tell people I remember when DJ Khaled was on the radio down there.
Yeah. I used to DJ with Cal. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hmm. So when it comes to your record collection, what's how would I say this? What's one of your favorite
Man,
that you in your genre, like some certain particular?
my
Uh,
funk and soul, man. I have, man.
okay.
I have every Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Mm.
I have, pretty much almost a lot of hip hop, like classic hip hop records. I know I have Two Fear of the Black Planets sealed still in
Nice.
albums. Um, I have a lot of vinyl. I have a lot of classic stuff, a lot of good stuff. You know, I like to play a lot of my vinyl, and I don't play enough of my vinyl. Ever since the computer, the Serato game came around,
Mm.
I don't play them, but I enjoy just I enjoy just listening to samples, like just literally just playing a record and then go like cook something, or as I'm cleaning the house or something, I'll play a record and I'll just let the record play, and if I hear
Just like,
something, I'll
mm-hmm.
stop. I'll do I'll play the sample and mess around with it, and then I'll go back to what I'm doing as I'm grooving and come back and lay a bass line, and and that's kind of I work that way, 'cause I don't like working with. If it's not fun, then why are we doing it? You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah,
Well, yeah, if I'm doing it for like, if I a, and then if you're doing it for money, then you're doing
yeah.
it for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? So
And that's one of the beauties of having your equipment at home too.
correct. You know what I'm saying? So, and my girl doesn't mind. So half the time she's always taking doing other shit. So I got the crib to myself, and it's a wrap. Like when I'm blasting like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Listening to all kinds of things I can just transduce. You know.
That's dope. That's dope. Now, in the intro, I was saying how your company is pivotal in, bringing a lot of people in. Where I would say there was a void, and you help fill that with addictive affairs.
Definitely. Well, down here, there was people doing shows down here.
Mm,
There was, and I was getting booked to DJ. And my boy Classic was getting booked to DJ. There was this crew. They Major Event Marketing. They were doing some of the early shows. They had did some shows with Early Currency. They were the first ones to bring Action Bronson down here before Action
mm.
Bronson blew up. The same with this brother from LA. Please don't let me forget his name.
It'll come to you.
Starts with an H. He passed away. I'm having a big brain fart right now.
You said it starts with the H.
Yes. Can't remember. It'll come to me. So basically, these guys, they would do some shows, and you know, they would do it in the back of clubs, and in back of certain spots and stuff like that. And they were the first one, and they would book me to DJ. Then one of them decided to go into movies, and the other brother decided to go into becoming a lawyer, and he left the open slot. Nobody was doing shows, so I was already hooking up some stuff and making some deals for other clubs and stuff like that with DJs, hooking up Tony,
Hmm.
hooking up Tony Touch with some gigs down here, hooking up this club with this,
Nice.
hooking up ASAP, or hooking up this person. So I was the middle guy. So then it got to a point where when everybody was going home with a nice check, and I'd go home with my little 10%, and it was like just for a finder's fee, and then my little $400 for D-hand, it was like
Something's got to change.
something's got to change. I
Yeah.
can't live off this. I got
Yeah.
kids, man. So, man, from there, I was working for a porn company. I was managing their shipping, and I had like 32 employees under me and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm just gonna really just dedicate myself to my craft, and
Yeah.
and my boy, big ups to UB from 305 Hip Hop Apex. My boy Apex booked me to host an open mic for him, and
Hmm.
from there I started just getting into twine with clubs, and I started, I'm just gonna do my own thing. My first
Network. Yeah.
I booked Raekwon, and even the club was like, how are you gonna book one member from Wu-Tang and do really good? You know what I'm saying? They really doubted me. They thought I was gonna flop, thought it was
Ah.
gonna be bad. Well, that's how it was down here. Down here, you don't get boom bap like that. You know what I'm saying? There's
Yep.
no radio station. Now there's 92.7. It plays classics, but there's no radio stations down here that was playing the kind of music that I'd love to listen to.
Yeah.
And uh, that was an empty gap. So when I came in and I started doing that, I did Raekwon first, and I had 1,000 people show up, and the club was like, "Whoa, wow, this is big. This is just one member," and he had it. So
Hmm.
next month was my birthday, and I booked KRS-One,
Ooh.
and then we blew it out the box, and then from there I had a stream. I ended up doing Mob Deep. I did a party of Maceo from De La Soul versus
Ooh.
Ali Shaheed Muhammad from Tribe Called Quest. I started doing things that I wanted to see. I wanted to see certain eclectic things, you know what I'm saying? Certain battles, certain stuff. And I started putting all that stuff together. And that's emptied up a big gap down here. I ended up just doing
That's great.
cornering the market and just doing it all. Big ups to my homie Dan from Clockworth, and we own a company right now called Legends Only Live, where Dan does a lot of the tours for West Side Gun and puts a lot
Ooh,
of shows together for Stove God and like Dan does a lot of bookings. Everybody knows what Clockwork Music is, and we teamed up down here and we've been doing a lot of the big shows down here as far as for hip hop and our the genre that we listen to.
making some smart moves. It's definitely that's definitely respected.
I mean, think about it. If you, it's like like you came across some bread and you started just investing into yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And that's pretty much where it all came about. Like, I mean, I was getting booked, but it wasn't the same thing. Like I was coming, I was coming home with chump change. I didn't even come home with a couple stacks. You know what I'm saying? I had bills, cars, had insurance, and kids, sneakers, laptops. You know what I'm saying? And shit ain't cheap. Jordan is, that. So you improvise and you do other things and you figure out a way on
Yeah.
how to market yourself and really get your stuff out there. And then all that it came about was just investing into yourself, booking yourself, telling hey, I'm doing this, I'm booking this, I'm booking Raekwon with this, and we're doing this, and you know what I'm saying, and you put your name on a flyer. And it's a lot. Everything changes. You know what I'm saying,
Mm.
you know.
Smart, smart, smart. And to continue on with that, tell us how you brought the Jay Dilla event down to Miami.
Well, what happened was uh, the family was getting in contact with somebody down here, and they were looking for somewhere to to do just a Jay Dilla day, like something with Jay Dilla, and I was already involved with the venue. I was how they heard was I kind of when I took over that year, pretty much, and I'm saying that proudly. When I took over that year, uh, and I was the one that everybody was counting on, to do their, to watch where the shows were at, and I was at the stage. A lot of things changed down here. Drink Champs, like I wasn't, helping Drink Champs, but every time, like when I bought Smith and Wesson, Drink Champs would do some Smith and Wesson
Uh-huh.
episode. Big ups to Nori and EFN; those are my brothers.
Hmm.
Um, and every time I would do something like that, Nori and EFN would help, and do a little promo for helping with promo. They'd come to the show, and then they'd do their Drink Champs another day, like or a couple of days or a day before it or something. And that's how pretty much we kind of piggybacked off each other on shows and who's coming down, who's coming to do Drink Champs. Okay, you doing Drink Champs here, and since the EFN is family, and it was a no brainer type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So uh, all those shows and all those things were a big part of meeting the artists that I work with. I mean, it's a lot different when you're bringing them a check and you have a contract and you're bringing a business involved rather than just can I get a verse, you know what I'm saying, or can you jump on my beat, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, you know.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. And I mean, the Latin market down there has got to be really big now. With everything, not just in hip hop, but everything down there.
It's huge. Latin market's always been big down here. The Latin market is the thing about the Latin market is that it has its ways of making its own, if that makes any sense. Meaning reggaeton is reggaeton, but have you heard the Latin trap stuff? Like the Latin trap stuff is some real shit. I
Completely
mean,
different.
you
Yeah.
have to get to a translator or something but you can feel the pain. You can feel the struggle and the nourishment on those records, and kind of like how it is with Latin hip hop. Like I was signed, I was signed to Sony Latino, and when we were doing the Sindicato project, um, they didn't even know how to market what we were doing. Like they didn't know how do we get this out there? You know what I'm saying? So we had to come up with the ideas, let's do a mixtape with Tony Touch, for the Latin hip hop market type thing. And let's put out, this mixtape, and then let's do something with Mega Mix and put out this hip hop mixtape. And the mixtape thing helped us out a lot when, we were trying to get our music out there. But I don't think I would ever sign to a corporate label ever again, because it's like, I mean, you're just a number and a product to them.
Just a business.
It's just, yeah. I mean, you go through experiences, and I mean, my first experience was with Atlantic Records. I got signed to Atlantic when I was 18 years old. That was my first. But down the line, and when I did the Sony stuff, I kind of, it's like in Sony going platinum, you only have to sell 250,000 platinum. In the American market, you have to sell 1 million to go platinum. Understand?
Yeah.
So diverse. It's the same with the money. Like a beat may cost in the American market 10 grand, but in the Spanish market, you're only getting paid 2,500. You know what I'm saying? So it's just how things were. But that's just how, that's how the Latin market was. But as far as the music wise, the music is always, there's always another, like Latinos have been in hip hop since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And our diversification, and we have a whole different kind of flavor to our madness, if that makes any sense, Especially down here, it's so Caribbean and tropical down here. Like you get so much flavors down here, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's everything down there.
Yeah, it's like one big melting pot down here.
So when did the production come into play?
I love producing. I've always been a producer. I actually started producing first before DJing. I mean, the DJing thing what came about because I love to scratch. You know what I'm saying? I'm a turntablist, so it's like all those things have just always been in my nature. Just I sometimes just to relax myself, I'll sit and just scratch records. You know what I'm saying? Just to scratch. It's relaxing to me. And that's how I kind of got started. When I got my first day with Atlantic, I got onto really studying the MPC, and the MPC was just my beginning from there. And from there, I became a dad. I had to be a dad first, and I worked with some other independent labels, like a rapper by the name of Mike Ripper. He was signed to an independent label down here called Rolling Low. And I produced him for a couple of years. And then from there I went to the Latin market, and I started producing in the Latin market. And I had a label on the Latin market for High Def Music. And I mean, I wasn't, as I was working, working for High Def and putting the Latin market, my studio gets robbed. So I got out the music business, and I ended up working for a porn company. And I ended up being there for like 9 years. And a friend of mine invites me to some party, and he said, "Oh, you said you used to DJ this and that. Let me hear." So I bought a couple records, because I have records. So I bought a couple records to his house, and he had a set. And I started just rocking, I guess DJing is just like riding a bike. Once you're on, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's it.
It just comes back to you. And I started just, mess around with his turntables, and he, hey, I'm selling these turntables. And I was like, all right, so I bought them that night. He sold them to me at $250 a piece. I still have them. And then from there, I just started again. I need a new mixer, and then from there, the Serato was coming out, and I needed a new laptop, and then I wanted to record myself, so I had our Pro Tools, and so you start from just when you tell yourself, "I'm not doing this no more," and it all comes back. Now I'm in my new studio. This is my new. I don't know if you can see it, but this is my new place. Let's see all.
Okay.
This is a new spot.
Yep.
You can see the sound booth and wire, but
Nice.
this is a new spot. I just finished having this built. This is a new place, a new facility.
Dope, dope. Mm. Now, how long have you known Thurston?
Oh wow! I haven't known him for a long. Even it's a funny thing. He's from East New York and I'm from East New York. But I left New York uh, in '85, and I went to Franklin Canyon High School, and I had never met Thurston, and I didn't know anything about the low lives. So when I got down here, I got down here and I hooked up with a brother by the name of Omar DJXS, and he was the one that introduced me to Thurston Howell. He ended up becoming uh, one of the leaders in the Low Lives movement,
Hmm.
and he also became one of he became Thurston's DJ. Um, at the same time, he would bring Thurston around to my gigs, to the events, and people would see Thurston in my parties, and it was great, and at one of these parties where Thurston was does these parties at the end of the year called Grandma's House, and it was during Art Basel, and he would invite everybody from the Peanuts to Razkaz to Planet Asia, and he would just do an event, just of MCs, man, back to back, just everybody just rocking the stage.
That's dope.
And one year, he had a CD with a bunch of his music on it, and he gave it to some of the DJs out there. And he wanted to, asking them to do a mixtape, and I was like, you know what, brother, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like doing mixtapes. I rather just produce an album. You know what I'm saying? I rather just he had acapellas on it, like 30 to 40 acapellas, and I was like, I'm just gonna grab a good 15, like from 13 to 14 acapellas and rock out and see what I do. So I was like, all right, let's see what's up. You know, so he left me with him, gave me some time, and hurricanes came, left, and I ended up finishing producing the project, and I kept letting me excess hearing it, and from there I just handed over. He brought him down, he heard it, and then
Hmm.
kept going from there. Man. My brother is everything. He's a big mogul in hip hop, and
Absolutely. Yeah.
he is culture. If I can say it in one word, that brother is culture. You know what I'm saying? I can't say anymore. I mean, what he's done for me, I can't. He's opened a lot of doors for me, a lot of friends. You know, I remember sitting a true story. It was his birthday, and I was DJing in New York, and we're sitting inside of Just Blaze's Lamborghini. He was on the driver's side, and I'm on the passenger side, and I just finished DJing a 2 hour set, and everybody was there from Busta Rhymes to Just Blaze. Just Blaze was DJing after me, and I opened up for him, and we're sitting outside on his Lamborghini, just talking about Thurston's birthday and about the album. So it's like, it's just good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's fire.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned Basil.
A
How
thousand.
was yeah, I'm sorry
It's
for
okay.
Basil. How was the Legends Only last year?
Well, we this this year we had a 3 day show. It was Freddie Gibbs, DJ Paul, and Stove God Cooks.
Mm.
The last day, uh, we got shut down. There was some kind of threat that was made to the venue, and we had to shut down. So we had to redirect and do another party down the line. We did another party we did another party with Stove God in Fort Lauderdale, but that was one of every year we try to outdo the year before. The year before that, we had did Currency, Jadakiss, and West Side Gun for Gun Battle 2. And the year before that, we had the Gun Battle 1. So every year, Art Basel is like one of the biggest. It's like graffiti and art on crack. You know, if
Hmm.
I could mention that, like it's crazy down here how like I can't explain how the art scene is big. You know, it's huge down here. You know,
Yeah, I haven't been to that Wynwood district in
oh
over a
yeah,
decade.
that's it's like graffiti on crack, bro. It's I can't explain all the artists and you know like you're painting and cops ain't saying nothing type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's wild like that. But Art Basel has every year. Art Basel, we try to do the best shows. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. And is that like a private like invite only type of event?
No, we sell tickets
Oh,
publicly
okay.
online. You know, we'll either have a website or something like that, and you know, we try to we try to do a certain amount of events and try to because everybody comes into town that weekend. Like you know, it's big down here. Just like Ultra Fest big is big down here and stuff like that. But Art Basel is at the end of the year, and pretty much everybody comes here at the end of the year.
Dope, dope, dope. Now, before we talk about Thurston on Heron, um, tell us about the creation of your name.
Okay. My name Heron came about is my name is actually Harold, and when I was working at the porn, uh, everybody used to call me H, and H in the street is short for Heron, and from there, you know, when everybody started just calling me H and Heron, and it started going to Heron, and I just kept with the name Heron, and no non malicious way, but I kind of thought of it as like if Joey Crack could call himself Joey Crack, then I can definitely call myself Heron. That's where I kind of got the name
There you go. Hmm. Now, with the album that dropped on February 20th, definitely you brought the boom bap and the Latin flavor and the soul all into one on this album. And again, you say you love the scratch. One of my favorites, I know we don't have to go through each track, but one of my favorites was Beautiful People.
from.
The way you lay down the tracks near the end of that one.
Yes. That was actually, if you're familiar with the Ultramagnetic MCs,
Hmm.
that was a tradition to MC Ultra. It's the same beat, same scratching. It was just, you know, just a memorial of I love Cool Keith and the whole Ultramagnetic MC, Set G, and then I grew up listening to that. And when I had made that beat, and when I had a chance to do "Beautiful People" to it, it was a no brainer. Like, and I know the Beatnuts really well; those are my brothers, so it's like it was also a no brainer. You know,
That's dope. Mm. So when the with the creation of the album, did Thurston approach you about this remix?
no, he didn't. It was my idea. He wanted me to do a mixtape.
Hmm.
Like I said, he wanted me to do a mixtape, and I gave him the idea. Let me just produce tracks. Let me just remix the songs. You know what I'm saying? And he had the songs there, and he had the acapella, so it was kind of like you know, it was a little science putting some stuff together, but
Yeah,
you know how the digital era, you can put anything to anything now with AI.
yeah,
But I mean, I didn't use AI or nothing like that, but it was mostly, you know, just really just putting digital work together.
yeah, yeah. Mm. And I like the concept of the cover.
Yeah, that
You got
was
the tone on with the needle onto the
that was
record and
special.
everything.
We went through literally 5 artists to get the right cover, bro.
Mm.
Yeah, 5 artists, and then when he showed me that one, I was like, yeah, that's the one. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was his idea with the needle part because we had some other ideas. But when we you know when he put that one together, we you know because Thurston's got a vision, you know,
Hmm.
and you got to run with it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you know I like you know when I did the Heron on Serum when I did Serum and Heron and Serum, it was different. I let Serum take the vision of the project and I did the music. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of do it that way also because I want the artist to feel like this is their project. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it kind of incorporates their feeling of the music and how they feel about it. All of the videos and art, like we just dropped Double Dosage today with Sean Price video, and it was all Thurston putting that together. You know what I'm saying? It was our ideas, but Thurston is got a vision, man. He's got a vision that's I can't explain, man. He's got that look, bro. Culture. That's what I can say. It's culture. You know.
Definitely. Since we speaking about the new video that dropped, let's let the people watching check that out. Double Dosage featuring Sean Price.
Y'all keep bullshit. Still report for duty. Home. You ain't say stand up. Brother in the building. Thurston Howard the third. Sean Price. Low live. These steps on the same track. This shit is historical. You motherfuckers better stand. Something called Sean Lexicon, the weapons drawn. Cook from the book, I'ma rip you apart. King of the apes, you king of the shows you apart. I don't harmonize outside of my tracks, sing along. King Kong, nigga, idiot, I mean. Big guns, big things in the city with bling. Loyalty, royalty, the whole committee with kings. Took your whole clique ass, I will shoot on the tears. Rivers life, low life, big thirsty, big low, double L, general. Pack a pistol, rice, bean, Goya king. Polo logo, promo, rugby, still hungry. Como yo no como. Trench coat, West Coast, sip something, then smoke, roll something, cousin, there's more. Let's go! High apple statue, poisonous cider. My trainer's last job was torturing tigers. We fire, street fighters, marijuana in Newport, we need lighters. Niggas can't rap, matter of fact, they need writers. Maximum security bars, we need lifers. Core craft soap, my nigga, we need writers. Consumer shit in your rooms, they need diapers. John Lee Muhammad, who needs snipers? Can't afford his cars, who need crushers? Hangman with the roster and tag. We always ran with the Decepticon fans. So full of rich, quick, lied in the precinct. JMJ week. Riding like leaders, show shut down. Vegas to Venezuela's fakers. They afraid of safety. Say they prayers. Criminal, carnival, barbecue. Smoke session, yeah, now and then I'm solving too. Waste removal, we just go brothers. Embarrassing the family, Keisha Cole mother. Man down, stand down, bland rag. A bitch niggas thinking that me and my camp clowns. Written brothers and balling them barely. I'm strangling brothers and harming them daily. I shoot a fair one with a mission. You got shoot an air gun at the pigeon. Shut the fuck up. Honey, ton of large leather, Hagen Dazs massage. Menage and trois, farm samples in the Bronx. You ribbon women, pimpin' white Calacucci. Benny Hill frills, still like good booty. Bad mama, slaughter, all evil. With shotgun shells filled with small needles. Heartbeat pumps at incredible rates. This a monologue job representing the state. Motherfuckers, man. We ain't getting nothing like this nowhere. This is Brownsville shit. Uptown USA. Brooklyn, stand up. Man, I see you out there. Skillionaire enterprises. Thurston Howard, a motherfucking third. Love and loyalty. Heron, man, one of these set motherfuckers out there. Sean Price. Bring ruckus to these motherfuckers. Yeah. General Steel, salute. Low life, salute. Deception, Uptown, stand up. Double dose for you motherfuckers.
Shout out to Sick Boy Vision.
Yeah, Sick Boy. Sick Boy got some vision, boy. Yeah. You see that? Like, who would ever think of stuff like that, man?
Mm-hmm.
Big ups to Sick Boy. Oh yeah, bro.
Yep. With the dope Marvel like intro too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. So when did you start creating the album?
About a year ago, about a year and a half ago, um, I was I just kept going back and forth to it. I finished it. I finished it 6 months ago completely. But Thurston has so many projects. He had 5 projects before this one could be released, and that was including photo shoots, videos, movies, like a whole bunch of stuff, other stuff that had going on with it, you know. And he we when I finally put it together, when I was done with it, it was like, okay, you just gotta wait. So we played the waiting game, which was kind of good because it gave us the opportunity of getting all our ducks in a row, the
Yeah.
videos, everything, you know, and upload and get it right. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of all works out. You know, it all works out. It has its place, but I don't ever want to drop a project like this. Guys that once they're done with the project, they do no legwork to it. Like you don't even know the project
You
is
just
out.
go on to the next one. Yeah.
Right, like brother, let me marinate on this for a little
Yeah.
bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come from an era where like I didn't take out the Illmatic album. I didn't stop playing that for like a year in my car. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just saying maybe I guess because maybe the nourishment of there was so little music back then. I guess or maybe now it's accessible to anything. Now you have so many streams and so many digital uh, workplaces like Apple Music and Tidal and Spotify that even you don't even have to use those. You can go to YouTube and listen to
Hmm.
music.
Yeah.
Like, so I guess
Have that.
right. The attention span, the memory span is like quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I guess that's just how things are now. Everything's moving really fast.
Yeah. 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 Like you were saying before, Thurston, for the culture, he's a visionary, and I know he's definitely calculated with everything, with all these years that he's put in.
Absolutely, agreed. With all the stuff that he's done, and now him being endorsed by Ralph Lauren, and
Hmm.
which is like unheard of. Like,
Yeah. Right.
first I'm boosting, and now I'm endorsed by Ralph Lauren. Like, big ups to him. And if anybody's in May, he's got the low life party going, the summer party coming up. So if everybody's in Orlando, come through in May. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got Smith from Wesson and Smooth the Hustler coming. So
Hmm.
that's just the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I'll be there, and all the low lives will be there. So it's gonna be a fun, big thing.
Dope, dope. Now, all the tracks that are on the project, is that everything that was you produced for?
No, I actually, it's funny. I have the biggest song that I have with Thurston is not even on his album. It's on another album that he's getting ready to drop on some other platform. Uh, but besides that, I have a collection of projects getting ready to come out. I have a group called Grupo Henny, which consists of Omar, the guy who introduced me to Thurston. He
Hmm.
writes now. He's a DJ, but he writes, and he's got some superb verses. He does some really good writing, and we produced a whole project together with my boy Nando, and we have no samples on the whole project. It's all just instruments,
Oh,
you know,
nice.
drums, programming skills, and him writing. So that project's getting ready to drop in the middle of April sometime, and then I have a web series getting ready to drop called House of Heron, where I blindfold the MC and he goes through my record collection and he pulls out 3 records and we produce the record and he writes the record. And my boy Benny from GPH Media House, they go and they film the whole thing as through the whole process. We get ready
Nice.
to drop
Nice.
that in the middle of summer. So we got a couple of things popping.
That's dope. Mm. Definitely, definitely you got that vision in the business mind from everything that you've done throughout the years.
I mean, it's I haven't conquered it yet, but I'm working towards it. If that's a better statement to it. I know that I know definitely that it's a commitment. You have
Mm,
to be committed, and the hardest person to impress is yourself. You know,
very true.
you are your hardest person to conquer. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that makes any sense, you know, you're your biggest. You hold yourself back more than anybody else does, with the insecurities of thinking that somebody else is holding you back. If that makes any crazy sense, think about it. You're like, oh, this motherfucker's holding me back. The motherfucker's not holding me back. It's just you telling yourself it's holding you back. You know, it's all we overcome our own shit, but you
Yeah,
know, it's just we're artists, and artists are insecure. We need people to tell us our shit is dope. You know, it sounds crazy. Yo, that picture is fly. Yo, that picture you drew is dope. Yo, that cabinet you built is nice. Yo, that track you made is, you know what I'm saying? It's funny, but we need that. You know, on some crazy shit, on some insecure psychopathic way shit. I need I need friends to be like, yo, that shit is dope. But when you overcome all that shit is when you really start realizing that, yo, I'm Heron, not Harold. You know what I'm saying? And it's a whole different. You know, your mindset is different. You know,
yeah,
and to all my artist friends and producers out there, like just understand, like I'm not saying I've overcome it, but I do understand that there's a borderline with understanding of who you are and what you're trying to present to this world. And always trying to be that first is always going to be my thing. I want to be that one guy that provide that. Yo, that beat that this guy was on. Yo, that shit was fire. Or that beat, or this track, or this certain thing. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? And just stick it in. You know what I'm saying? Just keep stick with it.
what do you feel in hip hop in general that that plagues us the most?
I mean, it's I mean, it has to do a lot with how artists. Some artists now have this perception of how artists are. You know, like when you go, I've seen a lot of open mics where the artist comes on stage and performs with the track on, the lyrics and vocals on it. Like that doesn't, you're not doing anything by doing that, but just making yourself look bad. And that's one thing. And then some artists don't understand that there's a certain level of how to play if you want to really play out there and come out there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Don't come unprepared. Like I'm in the middle of a show. I have 1,000 people on DJ in front of. I'm rocking. You're getting ready to open. Yo, you got YouTube. Like you got. Can I send you something? So, dude, like for real. Like you want me to download shit right now? I gotta DJ the
yeah,
next
yep.
record. So the professionalism and the way
Hmm.
how artists are moving, they're not moving like if they really want to be out there. I come from an era where shit, I have everything ready. Like even if I don't get to have connect my turntables, my guy who's performing is gonna be able to hear his music from somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that kind of artistry is out. You know what I'm saying? People depending on technology to really be there, but you're not really doing anything. You're not being concerned of anybody's needs at that time when you're getting ready to perform. You're worried only about yourself and me trying to see if I can get an airdrop from you. Like I'm getting an airdrop, and he wants me to airdrop a track from his phone so he can perform 2 seconds away once he sends me the airdrop. Like, bro, what are you doing, bro? I don't, it's not happening, bro. Like, anyway, make a long story short, yeah, I think if artists really want to be artists, to know the technicalities of how to really perform on stage, really be an artist. Show us your craft. You know what I'm saying? If you make mistakes, who's gonna know you made a mistake? First of all, and second, it's your confidence is kind of what's going to take over everybody's energy. What you
mm,
what you deliver is how we deliver. How we deliver is how you deliver. And that's just how it is with chemistry between audience and artist. And that energy has to be brought back to artists where it's not just an open mic. You know what I'm saying? Take your show and take pride to whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm go all out. And that's where I come from. Like, shit, oh, you're doing a 20-minute set. I'm showing up with like 6 crates. You know what I'm saying? All right, like, for a 20-minute set, I can only do it with a stack of records. I'm showing up with 6 milk crates. So that's just kind of where it comes from.
Yeah. Not only do you have to know your audience, but no matter the size of the venue, you still putting more than 100% into it.
Correct. You don't know who's there watching you. You don't know who's in that place right there that can change your life. You don't know who's understanding what you're playing. They might not be. You're never going to please everybody. That's first. But you don't know who's in the room. You don't know if that person's recording you. They take it to somebody else, and that person's like, "Yo, listen to this guy." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. Things happen for certain reasons. That's how it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Trying to remember. Oh, the other music video, General, also came out. Let's play a little bit of that one.
Yeah, I love that video.
I ain't never been political. Mentioning Obama, I'm launching Delhi, Missousi, Mexico, no Ghana. Headed for Guyana, troops in the West Indies. I'm certified twice when pimping was less risky. Militant, diligent, built by war machines. Medals on my chest with lifetime warranty. Salute me proper, coming off the chopper. Doble L Jefe, welcome to mi casa. Battle scars hard, we holding in handle hours. I'm still stupid, get drunk after salad bar. Father and a fighter, brother. Never liked none. My position, the vision is different from what you might done. Army's been built, this year's long going. Yacht club thugs with the motorboat floating. Did enough dirt to grow me a forest. Find to leave trees in the Bob Marley harvest. Let the soldiers then like I lead them now. And they can trust every word that ever leaves my mouth.
Private, captain, colonel, sergeant, lieutenant, corporal, soldier. I am a general, general. Private, captain, colonel, sergeant, lieutenant, corporal, soldier. I am a general, general.
You might be a double L, but I'm telling you, Duke. You can't do what the generals do. All the polo in the world can get buried with you. You can't do what the generals do. Low life rug on the wall. In the Oval Office, I done bled for the cookie on a couple corners. Walk the streets, sadly, everybody know the name. To me, OG is just open grave. My uniform pressed, my crew caught wreck. Submarine team, bubble feli vest. Like the Navy SEALs meals, you have to eat it raw. The same fucking way that we feed the dogs. Many jungles I travel, swing through calmly. My friends at the Lions Den throwing me a party. Top rank, sailor saluted, 52 states. Blame it on the flood or the cities who sank. Push the Pentagon's alarm, dawn of the atom bomb. Screaming, fuck the world, whole pack of condoms on. Stand your ground, hold your fort. I got big bowling balls. Street law taught, officer of the court.
Private, captain, colonel, sergeant, lieutenant, corporal, soldier. I am a general.
I love that track.
There you go. I was on mute. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
And who did the animation on that one? That was
Dion Cartoon.
Okay.
That was Dion Cartoon.
Dope. Yeah, definitely.
He killed it.
Yeah, perfectly matched with the song.
Yeah, he
And that's the
killed
way
it.
it should be. Yep.
Yeah, he killed it. Great video. Loved it. As soon as I saw it, I loved it. Loved it. Love my pudgy little fat fingers, like all that. Like it was like the first thing my friends saw. Oh, look at Heron's pudgy fingers.
Oh man.
We got the Dion.
Did creating the album, was there any point where you and Thurston were both in the same place?
Yeah, when I was doing the final mixdown, I let him hear, I let him hear half first, and then I was like, he didn't like one of them, and then I was like, okay, cool, I didn't like that one either too much, and then I was like, after he heard the first half, and then he was like, yeah, I like these already. It was like, then when I had finished put everything together, I was all right, come through, and then that's when we really heard the whole thing. Like, that was it's really tight.
So, is there going to be any more videos after the double dosage one that just dropped today?
Yes, we're dropping one more.
Mhm.
It's OG Stripes.
Okay.
We're dropping that. That's going to be next in another 2 weeks from now. We're dropping the last. That's actually my favorite song of the album. OG Stripes is my favorite song. That was the first song I did on the album with that.
Mhm.
And then I did MGV second. But I have a remix video for MGV that I haven't dropped yet that I have to take. Because he dropped, these are remix songs, so he had put a video out to that song already. So we had to, the ending, he had put something out with the ending, but I'm going to take the whole video, just put the whole remix for that song. I'll probably drop that maybe later down the year.
Yeah, I like that track. One of my other favorite tracks was Spit Boxes with Master Foul.
Oh yeah, that's Spit Boxes. The lyrics, man. The lyrics on it, everybody loves that beat too. Yeah, I had fun doing that.
Is a possible physical release going to be for this album?
I'm gonna see, maybe print up some vinyl. I definitely have a USB that's out, that we're selling online. But I possibly we'll probably have some physicals maybe later on.
Where can they purchase the USB? Is that directly on your website?
It's on djheron.com.
Okay.
Yeah. Go to djheron.com and purchase the drives there.
Let me put that in the comments for everyone, and it's going to pop up on the banner below. You can see it right there. You can go to the website, support that. Man. Sometimes I like to ask, is there anything in the process of this album that us fans might not know about?
That it was, man. You know what? First of all, I had fun with it.
It's important.
I didn't feel like work. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I gotta finish it. It was nothing like that. It was like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing the remixes. I enjoyed, his expression, him listening to it. Like, that was also an experience for me too, because he just kept going back and give me that look, like, oh shit, like that was pretty crazy. You know what I'm saying? So. And Excess had a lot of help to do with that. I got to give that to Omar. Omar did help me out a lot with him going back and forth with But I really try to find the fun in it. Like if I can't enjoy myself and enjoy the lyrics, and enjoy the essence of what it is, man, I really don't want to get involved. It's too businessy. It's no fun, you know what I'm saying? I like big jacks, but you know what I'm saying? I don't like to work. Like, who wants to work? If that makes any sense. Now we're doing things to have fun and we're all doing shit we do. That's not work.
Yeah, completely different. Yeah.
Absolutely.
When did you go by the term the Peruvian boom bap king?
I got to give that to my boy Self-Born. He calls himself the humblest TJ in Miami, right? And he kept telling me, Age, you need a caption. You need some kind of caption. I was like, yeah, but what do you want me to do? The Chubster of Florida? Like, what do you want me to do? Like, so I was like, it's like, just play with, and that's where the Peruvian boom bap king came about, where it got to a point where, like, I stopped. I only DJ boom bap now. Like, I play whatever. I mean, I play
Mhm.
classics. I play the funk. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But I have boom bap records where you have to really find. Like, you probably don't even have these records. You know what I'm saying? That kind of shit.
Nice, nice. What's one of those records that you say that somebody probably doesn't have?
There's some. I have some J Dilla white label stuff.
Ooh,
England.
ooh.
Yeah. And also I have some Skeeto stuff pre-started. I got some. Let's see. I got a lot of white label stuff because when me and Chris used to go hunting for records, we would hunt through producers' names and stuff like that. The record companies down the stores didn't know. It's funny because we couldn't show too much emotion at the record store because if we would be like, oh shit, look, this is by Lakeem Shabazz and
Did he paying
45
attention?
they're paying attention to that record right there. Like, grab
Raise
like
that price.
right. So the price changes.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
you gotta play like, oh, it's just this. It was like a show, what I'm saying? So it was funny, like, even they didn't know. We would find these nice records in the $2 section. And we're like, and be like, like the eyes and the mouth roll, like, oh shit, like, nigga, like, chill, like, don't be like, relax, man. Like,
Uh-huh.
and be like, oh wow, like, oh, here, put it away, But it got real cool. With the owner of the store got to know us, and it got to a point that nobody was allowed to look at records before me and Chris would look through the records.
Ah, nice.
So it got to like that point down here. You know what I'm saying? So big ups to Bobito. Big ups to Bob.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
What would be a recommended place for someone if they come down to Miami to go to party at? And what would
Party.
yeah.
Wynwood. Just come to Wynwood, man. Just come to. Don't go to the beach. Don't play yourself at the beach. It's too expensive. Like $25 an hour to park in the street. It's $100 parking lot. The liquor, it's like $35 for a shot of Henny. Ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
It's ridiculous. $20 for a beer, like, it's ridiculous. Wynwood's the place to be. Go to Wynwood. Come to Wynwood.
Yeah, definitely. I got to go down there because all the artwork I always see online now down there.
Yeah, Wynwood's a vibe. Wynwood's a vibe.
That's dope. Man. Aside from this album, is there anything else? You mentioned the project coming out. Are there anything else that you're currently working on?
Well, definitely the Grupo Henny project, and the House of Heron project is. I got the hottest 12 MCs from Miami on this album, and some names you should get familiar with is Tetris, Money Mowgli, Shoddy, or Brass Balls, Choco Valens, Excess. Like, these guys down here, it's such a big underground circuit down here. And especially the Shoddy and Mowgli, like they're really holding the torches down here. Like, they're putting in some work. Like, these guys, Tev 95, like they're working. They're working down here, trying to get projects out. A lot. Like Excess, Brass Balls, and Mowgli just dropped a project And man, these are just you gotta understand. It's three MCs, three hard MCs, just going at it like the tracks are hard too. Big ups to my this album. Matter of fact, I gotta get you the name of the album so you can check that album out, brother. That album with the three of them is crazy right now. Like I can't even explain how like crazy that. I'll probably see if I can type it up on the screen and yeah, see if I can show it to you. Death Comes in Trees, Three Man Goes. Let's see where it is. What's it called? Green Mangoes? Yeah. Death Comes in Trees. Let's see if I can find the real name. Yeah, it's called Death Comes in Trees.
Death Comes in Threes. All right. Let me write
Let
that.
me see the artwork. Look at that.
Okay.
Yeah. These guys just dropped this album. And Excess, I'm doing an album with Excess, but this album with Money Mowgli and Excess and Brass Balls, wow, bro. I mean, and then get familiar with Shotty too. Like, I mean, there's a bunch of and like those guys right now are really rocking the market down here. Like they're killing it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna check that.
Especially Mowgli, Shotty. Like, wow, bro. These guys are just dropping projects. Shotty just dropped a project. Like his project, like let's see if I can find what the name of his last project. I should have it written down. Yeah, it's a project he did with Farmer Beats.
Oh, okay. Farm Beach from the UK. All right.
Yes, it's a project he did with Farmer Beats from UK.
All right. Let me check
Shorty
that.
and Farmer Beats. So make sure you listen to that too. So make sure you check that out also. Like that. Farmer Beats is bananas, bro.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, he's pretty sick.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that later. I'm gonna talk about the one of the I can't remember the exact name of the event, but when I was down in college at the time, they had the DMC regional battle going on down there. That was my first time seeing DJ Craze. Um,
My nephew.
Melly Mel was there, and they just had all the elements of hip hop going on at this event. I can't remember the exact name of the event. I gotta look it up again. But is there anything right now like that going on in Miami area?
I mean, people to really look at down here for stuff like that is Path.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any they try to keep the culture alive like that. There's not really a lot of big events like that where it was. I know what you're talking. I was at that event with Melly Mel and Craze. Craze is my nephew. I love that.
Or
Not my nephew, but
got you family. Yeah,
I've seen him since I've seen him rip other DJs, behind since he was like, 15, 14, 15 years old. When he won his first DMC, I was in New York with him. So I went up there with him. But yeah, I go way back with Craze. That's family.
that's dope.
Craze has been another big icon down here. Like I've been able to be around a lot of. He's blown up so much and doing a lot of other things. He's so big in business right now.
Yeah, he's a pioneer in what he's done with the turntables.
Yeah, he's different world. Like he's alien. Just the same way as I feel. The same way I feel about him and Q-Bird and A-Track. Those are all aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking guys they're not from here. But that's who I got to see, dude. Like you understand, I've seen his career from a young age, so his skill level, and man, I could never do that shit. That shit is wild, man. Too much. killing left and right. But yeah, I think probably the person that probably would do that event with Melly Mel is if there was a pro. Did you remember some? Maybe it was called the Pro Am.
I think that's it. I think that's it. That sounds familiar. Yeah.
Speedy Legs was the host.
Yep. Yeah, we probably crossed paths.
Yeah, you never know. I also DJ that day.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, the Pro Am was big. They did a lot down here for the culture, you know. And now that they helped get the Pro Am helped breaking get into the Olympics. So big ups to Speedy Legs and the whole Pro Am staff.
Yeah, that's really big right now.
Yeah,
having that in the Olympics, because actually I think it was the Youth Olympics first, which was a few years ago, which they really didn't talk about too much. But now that it's part of the major part of the Olympics, now everyone's paying attention to it.
Correct. Big ups to Felix Saba too. He helped put that together with them. So definitely.
Dope. Mm-hmm. Man, DJ Heron, Thurston on Heron. The album is out now, as dropped on February 20th. If you've been tuning in, you know, I learned a few more things about, you know, DJ Heron, and, you know, the importance, once again, of you may have skills. If it's not working for you, there's always another avenue that you might see out there that is fitting for your other skills that you have. And you right now, you definitely represent and give, you know, people that inspiration to, you know, continue to push. And it revolved around hip hop, and, you know, look where it got you with, you know, Addictive Affairs.
Yeah.
Definitely, you know, respect on that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Addictive Affairs. It's funny because every when I started really going around the Heron thing, I started using addiction as a good thing, meaning as in you're addicted to my music and what we play and how we play our music here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that cultural standpoint where any DJ or performer like Talib or Maceo or Ali, Shaheed, whenever they got around us, and that would be like the other DJs that were around me, they knew that they weren't around a bunch of guys that didn't know what the hell was going on. We knew we had our basis of our culture. You know, you got to understand, I was around DJ Self-Born, DJ LS1, DJ for DMX. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever seen that video where DMX is performing for the whole world and they're in some other place in UK? And
yeah, when it's showing from the back, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's LS1. That's my boy LS1. And then you got my boy Self-Born, who's Chicago's one of the biggest underground hip hop DJs that's down here in Miami. Then I gotta follow in footsteps of my boy Classic. Then also I gotta follow and say names like Johnny Walker Red, DJ Element. These are all people down here that, like Johnny Walker Red used to DJ in New York, you know, back in the Red Pill days, like, you know, in the Red Bull days. Like, so he's down here too. But these are guys that I go to listen to down here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, when you go check them out down here, you understand what I'm talking about. Like, these guys are killing that, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope. Let me see if I have this record. I meant to take it out because I wanted to see what your comments were on it. Just give me a second real quick. I think it's up here. I think that's it. Yeah, it's one of them. I think I moved it. What I was looking for was because I have 2 copies of it, but I've been trying to reorganize some stuff. It was a DJ EFN's album that dropped, but I also have the remix ones that he did with K Def.
Yes. Nice. I did a remix for one of the songs on the album, on the DJ EFN album. I did the Home Team one. I remixed that.
Yes.
It's on my website. I remixed that. We actually dropped that on 305 Day last year. Yeah. EFN has been big for us for down here. You know, he's family. You know what I'm saying? So he loves everyone down here. So we all try to make sure, you know, he gets the love that he gets, flowers that he deserves. So he's big for the culture down here, and we love him and respect him and love what he's doing. Him and Lori are doing Drink Champs, and you know, we support them 150 million %.
Definitely. Man. Before we go, like I said, you know, big respect to you and Thurston on the album and the work that you've been doing as well. Is there anyone else you know you want to give those flowers to?
Oh man, we have enough time. Like there's so many people, man. From Rakim to Talib Kweli. Like Rakim changed my life. Like I've done 8 shows with Rakim. You know what I'm saying? You understand, once you start breaking bread with these guys, you know, if they become family and you start seeing, you know, their management, they know you, the business is much simpler. There's trust, you know what I'm saying? You know, I you know, Rakim has done a lot for me. So Talib Kweli also. I love Talib Kweli like a brother, you know what I'm saying? Tony Touch especially. Tony Touch has helped me so many, you know, years, you know, throughout the years so much. He's helped me. Big ups to Static Selectors also, brother is good. You know, and there's a lot of names out there that I you know I can just throw around and mention. Rich Medina, I love him to death. You know what I'm saying? These all guys have been in there in my career. But one of the biggest DJs that's really been in my career is Maceo from De La Soul. Like we used to do a monthly here in Miami, and he would let me hear stuff way before when, you know, stuff was coming out. So it was like,
Wow.
you know, so I got to really play with some people. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to really work with some big heads. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I love my culture and I love the music and I love the vibes and I love. Mainly is I do it for the people. I love my people. You know what I'm saying? Like I know some people won't be able to listen to some of the stuff that I play. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you know, it's fun to me. It's the emotion is the fun part. You know, that you know, oh, I'm playing that shit type shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's where it's at.
Yeah, I gotta go revisit that Home Team remix because I know that was pretty much all Florida.
Yeah, it's on my website. You can hear it. It's on there. You can hear it. I love that remix. That remix is. It's funny when I did it. He didn't even hear that I did it. Actually, he gave me the acapella. He goes, "Can you make a remix of this?" And when I mixed it down and put it together, I was playing at the clubs, and then there was a big Miami event, and I'm DJing, and I played a record, and he has a booth. EFN has a booth, and he's coming out the booth, and he puts his hand in the air, and I can see him from far away, like, what is this? Like, and then that's when I think that was the first time he heard it, and that's when he started getting. That's when, and then the other MCs that started hearing it, that were on the remix were like, you know, oh shit, like this shit's fire, like, you know. But it was a great opportunity. EFN's threw me in a lot of nice places. Because of him, me and Razkaz did a mixtape. We did a mixtape together, and EFN hosted it. So that's out there. Go check that out. So I thank my friends, man. I think they put me in a lot of predicaments and situations, and you know, you show overcome, and you know, love overcomes anything. You know what I'm saying? And if you go with the right vibes and the right energy, definitely it's gonna be a good thing.
So, no. once again, DJ Heron, I thank you for taking the time to speak with us at HHDG Media, and let let the people know where they can go and reach out and support your music.
Thank you, Wiki, and for having me on here, and everybody at HHDG Media. You can reach me at DJ_Heron wherever you find it, and then you can go to DJHeron.com. Check out some stuff. All my music, I'm gonna try to with all these streaming companies paying 3.003 cents per stream. It's like I have better chances of just dropping my music on my website and
Very true. Yeah.
and just market my website, market me than to market Apple Music and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, regardless, I'm gonna put it on there anyway. But I hope certain things change. You know what I'm saying, with the market, with the streaming and and artists not getting paid what they're just they're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, brother.
They definitely deserve it. I'll tell you that much. And on that note, like I said, the album is out. Thurston on Heron, Thurston Al, DJ Heron. Go out and support that. Share it. Listen. Let more know about it. Definitely worth your time.
Thank you. It's definitely exclusively on Spotify, so make sure you go listen to it on Spotify. I don't think it's going to be anywhere else. Right now, it's only on Spotify, which is good. I'd rather just be on Spotify than everywhere. It sounds crazy. I don't really. It's on YouTube and YouTube Music and on Spotify, and I think they flagged it, but I don't care. Me and Thurston are happy. It's getting the streams that it deserves, and people are really enjoying the album very much. It doesn't have to be everywhere. They can just come to you. The way I think about it.
There you go. Yep. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Thank you very much for having me on your show, brother. I appreciate you.
You're welcome, and once again, you're always welcome to come back.
Thank you, man.
On
Thank you,
behalf
everybody. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. On behalf of our HHDG Media crew, we're going to say peace.
Peace.